it can actually promote sperm activation
Yeah,
for
so
those men who have never had children and never wondered why.
help them increase that count, and
Yeah.
especially if you're taking that blood pressure medication,
Mm-hmm.
then that selenium is an awesome natural supplement to help counteract that. But now we're on a cancer track today because even in the Anne Arundel medical book here that I have, Living Healthier from Anne Arundel County Medical Center, they have an article for the fall for this season on foods for the fight. And it's
Yes.
talking about good nutrition to battle and prevent cancer. And where did it lead us? To our superfoods. So if you've never heard of superfoods, and you're probably already eating a lot of them and just don't know that they're called superfoods, but two of the major ones the doctor that wrote this article mentioned is broccoli and blueberries because they are very high in antioxidants. Now, I know a lot of people with the tree, the broccoli, and sometimes they say it bloats them or whatever, but it's on the superfood list, okay? So it's great, but people, you
So,
really need what we're teaching you is a lifestyle change. And we know it's not going to happen overnight, okay?
so now the reason why it's probably bloating you is because it may be, and it is, broccoli is a genetically modified vegetable.
But it's a naturally genetically modified vegetable.
Right, which is different. So, but you still have to know the difference.
Yes.
So if you're eating broccoli from the other aisle and not organically, that may be the issue. So you may want to change to organic broccoli as opposed to that broccoli that starts with the 4. You might want to change to the broccoli that begins with a 9.
Remember, we had a couple of segments ago, we talked about those pick labels. So the PLU, that little label on your produce, that little red label that's normally on there with the numbers, that's what she's referring to. So pay attention when you're in the grocery store picking up your produce, please. Pay
And
attention.
also, going to a farmer's market, you can ask the farmer. I was up on Brooklyn on Tuesdays. They have a farmer's market, and they sell their products. When you go to these farmers markets, you ask the farmer just exactly what are you feeding me, and they're willing to tell you. They'll say, "Oh, this is not a non-GMO product." They'll tell you. They're honest with you. They're not trying to feed you anything that is not healthy for you. And yes, you will pay a little bit more for your organic vegetables, but what is your health worth? Because I used to battle with that all the time when I first became a diabetic. I was like, do I want to spend $1.95 for a pound for broccoli when I can get it for 99 cents? Yes, I do. I want to spend the amount of money for just a little bit of broccoli. I don't have to get a pound. And if you live in a family, then you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that. And guess what? You have a meal or two for your family. You don't have to buy a full pound of one vegetable, one stalk of broccoli combined with another stalk of another vegetable. And learn to shop, but learn to shop healthy. And money is not an object. God provides you with what you need. Once you start saying, this is what I desire, guess what? You get a pay raise. You get an opportunity to buy what you need to keep you healthy. That's what's happened to me. So I do go to places and stop at the organic space. Wegmans and Safeway, and they have, I love Wegmans. Wegmans has a boatload of organic vegetables, not just a little bit. I had something called a pawpaw last week, which is a fruit from Peru, I think, South America. And he said, the grocer said, well, we don't do this here. However, he said, the uglier the fruit is, the sweeter it is. So he gave me this little bit of, I wish I'd taken a picture of it. It was like the size of a small mango, and I mean really small. And that fruit was so good.
And you know, it's on the list of rainbow. When you talk about your rainbow fruit and vegetables, it's on the list because when we had a nutrition class at the Curves, and a lot of ladies were like, "What is that?" And we found out it wasn't grown here, but it is on the list of your rainbow fruit.
I'm telling you, the more you experiment with your vegetables and fruits, the more satisfying your body will feel, and you'll start saying, "Oh, noticing the difference between the foods once you start eating organically. The taste is better. You feel good.
Yes.
You know, you're not saturated with all the other stuff that goes along with GMO."
No, Rosa, you just hit on two key things because when there was in on the television, they were showing something where the doctor was talking about how we rush to McDonald's and we'll buy that 99-cent quarter pounder, but then we go in the grocery store and we look at how much hamburger or turkey or whatever ground turkey costs, and it's like you just said, you're spending more, but you're eating more healthy. It's better for your body because what is society doing? They're pushing us to those sales, they're pushing us to those quick fixes, but are they really nourishment? Not what you put in your body when you look at a lot of that processed stuff that's in. And I'm not trying to tell anybody you can't go to the fast food restaurant, okay? Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Just start making that shift, that lifestyle change in moderation. Because like Rosa shared, and I have an article in the Your Health magazine for Southern Maryland. And in it, I shared some of the non-scale victories. Meaning, as you start changing your diet, changing your lifestyle, then you'll start noticing weight dropping. And then you won't be so susceptible to things like cancer. But Rosa even said, you'll have more stamina.
Yes.
You'll feel more energy. Your clothes will start fitting a little different. And these are victories that you can proclaim, and you're not even making a conscious effort to diet. But I always tell the ladies in the Curves, that scale is your friend. Don't be afraid of the scale, but notice how your clothes are fitting. Notice when you've kept some of them old clothes pushed back in your closet because you can't fit them anymore, but how you can start going through them and start pulling them back to the front because you're losing inches. And that fat is starting to turn into muscle, which may not resonate the way you want it to on that scale, but when you start feeling the difference within your clothes and your stamina. So if you all have a chance, I know all the magazines that we had left in the fitness center are gone because I told the ladies I was in the October issue, and I'm going to put another article in November's issue also. But that's the Your Health magazine, and online it's yourhealthmagazine.net. And it's for the Southern Maryland region. So it is some parts of PG County, Charles County, and Calvert County, and Arundel County. So if you have a chance, check out my article, Tiffany Daniel from Curves of Fort Washington, okay? But now we are going to move on to our treat for the day.
Before we do that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because
ma'am.
we're going to give them, I'm sure, the last 30 minutes of the show.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so before
ma'am.
we even do that, and Tiffany mentioned energy.
Yes.
Are you grounding yourself?
Oh,
I gotta
yes,
put a
you
plug
gotta
in
put that out
You know
there.
I'm challenging you to ground 20 minutes. It was 15 minutes. It doesn't matter what kind of time you put into it. But I was listening to my earthing book, and I recommend that everyone reads this book. And I've read it. I've listened to it 3 times in total. And every time I listen to it, I see a new benefit of grounding. So, energy. Yesterday I was down at the monument, and they had you walk everything was so distant. You know that monument ground is big. That area from the monument to the African American History Museum is not a short distance, and they had everything. Girl, I was so tired. I had to take my shoes off and walk on the grass and the cement. And I was so energized when I had to walk back to the metro. I was like, boy, I feel really good. But I was tired because I had walked from 14th Street New York Avenue, 14th and New York Avenue, all the way down to the monument. No, 10th and New York Avenue, to the monument. And then I had to walk from the monument all to 14th Street, all the way over to 18th Street to get in. And I was like, really?
Yeah, really?
By that time, honey, I had on boots. I said, you know what, let me just
wow.
take these off. So I spent a lot of time grounding. So if you're in a safe area where there's not a lot of glass and surprisingly enough, my neighborhood doesn't have a lot of glass, and I live in what it would be called, I live in Southeast in an apartment complex that they actually keep the streets and the sidewalks clean.
Yes.
And I am so grateful. So if you think Southeast is called the ghetto, you need to come see Southeast, because it's not really that way anymore. You better get a hold of that space and come on over there and buy yourself a house before the houses go up to $800,000.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, that's just a tip on the
yes.
sidebar. We're talking about grounding. Ground yourself. It alleviates a whole bunch of stuff. Get a grounding mat and sleep on it for 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever, 4 hours. Walking grounding shoes, which I have not received. So y'all pray that this person who stole my grounding shoes from the mailbox
no.
give me my shoes back.
Yeah,
Nothing is lost. It will be returned to me.
They won't know what to do with them.
No, they probably look at them and say, why is this disc in the bottom of these shoes? Why do these shoes? But Lord,
Or
whatever.
maybe you bless somebody that needed a pair of shoes.
Yes.
Look, you're going to give them a healing on top of it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you will be blessed in
Thank you,
return.
Tiffany, because I need to
Yes.
release that and
You
let it go.
bless
I'm going to tell you, but every
return.
time I come in my apartment building, just a little sidetrack, I be like, Lord, somebody in this building has my shoes. Let them have the decency and the kindness to return. Just leave them at my door. And Jesus said, but I need to release it and say, Father, bless them. So it's gone, it's done, and I'm still waiting, though.
But
Waiting
you
for
gonna
my
be
shoes,
blessed
because I'm
in
going to order them
return.
again.
Yeah, you're going to be
Oh,
blessed
yeah,
in
you
return.
know,
How about
it's-
maybe the second pay you order you won't have to pay for?
Hey.
There you go.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
talking about. I claim
But
that
you know what?
immediately
Yes.
because that's a $149 pair of shoes.
Yes.
Yes.
So, how
But
about
anyway,
moving on to
Yes.
our guest today?
yes.
Now, we were at a memorial service, 9/11 memorial service. And I'm setting up my little table for VFW, and of course, American Legion is there. And I see these ladies walking in their little high heels and their dresses, and they're carrying, what you call them things, the wig heads, and I'm like, okay, what are they about to do here today? And then I knew my another business partner, Tammy, hey, she had the lipstick on the other side of me, right? But just to see them with the little styrofoam wig heads and carrying all this stuff in it, I'm like, what are they about to set up? So your curiosity is growing as you're watching them. But little did I know how they are about to impact the world. Right now, they're serving veterans, but I know that this is about to expand.
Yes, it
And
will.
that's why they're here to talk to us today, because just like we have that giving spirit and that passion, they have that passion also. And the name check this out, the name of the company, Infinity Speaks. How about that? Custom wigs, and they call them units, okay? But when she said a custom wig and she came to me, I said, wait a minute now. I have hair on my head. I didn't cut it, but yes, I did. I did cut it, but I decided to go natural. But she said, Tiffany, you don't have to have lost your hair in order to reap this benefit. You can still use one of these on top of your natural hair, or we can make the hair look like it is just what you're wearing now. And I was like, really? And I won't have to worry about trying to hide that